I've owned this for about 2 or 3 years now, and I've been very hesitant in that time to make a video about it because of the name. Milwaukee, yes, everybody loves Milwaukee, but I am serious about this light. It is my favorite Milwaukee tool that I own, and I can't wait to share with you why I love it so much. It is absolutely amazing and it's super durable. Let's get started. So like I said, I really am thoroughly impressed with this light. It is the Milwaukee, I call it the hood light. I think that's what they call it as well. There's a lot of functions of this light and a lot of reasons that I love it. And I purchased it 2 or 3 years ago. It was actually a Christmas gift from my wife, and it's phenomenal. At the time, I owned a 6-liter Power Stroke, and just general maintenance, upkeep, basically oil changes, high pressure oil leaks, that kind of thing was kind of common on that truck, especially I drove it quite a bit. And this was a major game changer. And the reason for that is you can hang it on the hood of vehicles. Basically clips on. These are extendable and they basically clip onto the hood just like so. And then you can adjust the light just like so. It's pretty cool. And it's got multiple modes, I think 2 modes, and it takes the M12 batteries, which is really sweet. So one thing that's cool about this is it comes off of its stand. So the stand basically is separate, and you can hang it from something. There is an octagon, I think it is, or a hexagon on both of the ends, so you can set it directly on the ground and under a vehicle for a ton of light, which is really cool. And there's a ton of uses for it. I also have a ton of detailing videos where this goes inside. If you open both of the doors, you can mount this inside of the car as well so that you can see really well, whether you're cleaning it, whether you're doing electrical, anything inside of the car, you can mount this inside, and it is just a phenomenal light. Now, one thing that I do wish is the battery lasted a little bit longer, or it had an option to plug it directly into a wall. The battery is nice, don't get me wrong, but when you're using these for a lot of your automotive tools as well, like impacts, that kind of thing, I tend to kind of run out of batteries sometimes. So the biggest one that I actually have is a 4.0, and that lasts probably 2-ish hours on this, which is a decent amount of time. But I do wish that there was an option to basically plug it into the wall. That would be really cool. I have another Milwaukee light, which is actually behind me, and that one it's M18, but you can plug it directly into the wall, or you can use a battery on it, which is super neat. I guess ultimately the problem, or the solution to the problem, would be to buy more batteries, but it really is a great light. Typically, I have plenty of batteries to power it for whatever I need, but for that extra interval, it would be nice to be able to plug it in if you needed to. Overall, it's super, super stout. I've dropped this a ton of times, and it's gotten covered in oil. I mean, it's really been through the ringer, and I've used it for about 3 years now, so I've got a ton of experience on it. It has a battery indicator here, so if I turn it on, you can see that the battery is fully charged, and each time I can turn the modes. There's 2 modes, high and low, and each time you turn it on, it will tell you the battery life, which is pretty cool as well. As you all know, or may not know, M12s do not tell you the battery life, so it's nice on the tools. They do tell you, which is pretty cool. You just have to plug them in to see that. But I'm thoroughly impressed with this, and with the mount as well. These are rubber, so they don't damage your hood or your roof if you were to put it on basically the inside of the car. And it clips super nicely back together. You can tell I've used it quite a bit. It's a little dirty in some areas, but overall, I've never had a vehicle that this wouldn't fit. It really extends a long way, and usually when I'm hooking it onto the car itself, I basically can reach through the car, hook one side, and then bring the other side over and hook it together. It is super useful. I own a ton of Milwaukee tools. That's actually the only tool brand I currently own as far as my power tools go that are cordless. And I'm thoroughly impressed with them all, but this one really is my favorite. It's so useful, and it's unlike any light that I've ever had. It just, there's always a use for it, even if it's oil changes and I'm sticking it under the car. I just am thoroughly impressed with this light. I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you guys are interested in checking it out on Amazon. That's actually where my wife purchased mine, and it's been a great tool. Most of them don't come with a battery and you have to provide your own batteries, but most of us these days already own Milwaukee tools, so that's not really that big of a problem. But just keep that in mind. If you don't own any Milwaukee tools, you may have to buy a battery as well. But this thing is awesome, and I just wanted to share it. I don't do Milwaukee tool reviews very often just because everybody knows they're generally good and you just kind of become a Milwaukee snob, but I had to give a shout out to this light just because it has been absolutely phenomenal and a lifesaver in so many scenarios. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you found any value in this, please like the video and leave a comment below. We'd love you to subscribe to the channel as well and join the Bubbas Fabrication family. So thanks again for watching.